All right, so let's start with the big story that we're tracking on WION this hour, where the third phase of clinical trials of India's indigenous coronavirus vaccine Covaxin began last month, and this is said to be the largest clinical trial that is being conducted for a coronavirus vaccine in India. Now, based on these trials, approval will be granted after assessment of vaccine safety and effectiveness. The director of one of India's top medical institutes and a member of the country's COVID-19 task force, Dr. Randeep Guleria, is hopeful that by the end of December or by the early parts of next month, that is January 2021, India will be in a position to approve an Indian-developed vaccine for emergency use.
In India, we have now vaccines which are in their final phase 3 trial, and both the Serum Institute of India and the Bharat Biotech vaccines are in their phase 3 trial. So we are very hopeful that by the end of this month or by early next month, we should get the emergency use authorization from the Indian regulatory authorities to start giving the vaccine to the public.
However, COVID-19 vaccines will not be available in sufficient doses to give it to everyone. Now that we have a tentative answer as to when India expects to get its vaccine, the next question, of course, is who will be given priority for these vaccine shots? Now, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also the state chief ministers have discussed a tentative prioritization of vaccination last month. The first category of people who will get the vaccine shots will be the frontline healthcare workers like doctors and nurses, and the second category will include such personnel such as the police, the armed forces and the municipal workers. The third category to be vaccinated will be likely people over the age of 50, followed by those who are below 50 but suffer from other comorbidities. More groups will be added to the inoculation plan eventually, as India expects the vaccination process to span at least a minimum of a year. The senior government officials have been reported as saying that India may not need to vaccinate every single one of the 1.3 billion people. If the country manages to inoculate a critical mass and break the transmission of the coronavirus, it may not need to vaccinate the entire population.
Co-presented by Skoda. Simply clever.